Hello and welcome to Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. I am Mark Hoffmeyer.
Hi, I'm Jake Lewitt. Welcome you aboard Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. On this show, Mark and I have been through the entire Deep Blue Sea trilogy, scene by scene. We've looked at a bunch of Deep Blue Sea adjacent films, and this is our continuation of celebrating 25 years of Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
This is the week that it comes out 25 years ago. Last week, we said this week would be a first chapter again, but that's going to be next week because this week we decided let's talk about the film again. Let's do a commentary. Let's just talk about DBC again. So we're going to do a full commentary of just Mark and I sitting watching the film, watching our favorite movie, and talking about it again.
Listen, this is great. And we'll talk about it during the commentary, but I recorded one once and it was horrifying, and I still released it on Movies, Films, and Flicks. So now I have a friend to talk about Deep Blue Sea with, as opposed to just me muttering and sweating and talking.
Yeah, I said to Mark before we start recording that my initial plan for this show was going to be me doing a commentary of Mark's commentary. So I'd have him in one ear, the film in the other ear, and I would talk over them both. But then listening to your commentary, Mark, there is just no gap. There's no. It's so dense with facts and information, and just your thoughts on the film that there's no little gaps in between. So that would just be like me going, so it's just, no one wants to hear that. So
You should just go, yeah.
It's just me agreeing with you the whole time.
Yeah, Mark.
Like, hey, you talked about on episode 5.
It'd be great, like on the droids and Wally. You go, girl. Like, you look great. I know men. Like you're just throwing in comments like that.
All the beauty shop droids. Yeah. So okay, so let's get on and watch the film. So we're watching. The version we have is an hour and 45 minutes long, which is I think the American cut. The UK version is a little bit shorter than that. So if you're looking at one that's less than an hour and 45, it's at some point going to go out of sync. But that you should still be able to enjoy it. It's it's a film.
Like 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah. I'd listen to a lot of commentaries where I don't watch the film at the same time. I just like to listen to the commentary of people talking about it. You can do the same thing. If this is your favorite podcast, which it should be, then you know this film. But if you want to watch it, great. That's also great. So cool. So we're starting at about 28, 30 seconds in, where the Village Roadshow logo, has just faded into darkness. So that's where we're kicking off. So we shall begin. You ready, Mark?
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1, play.
Hey.
There is the boat.
And Warner Brothers. Good. They gave Rennie like $80 million for this movie in 1999 after Long Kiss Goodnight and Cutthroat Island. That's to make a shark movie.
Yeah. It's I mean, I think I've talked about the Blank Check podcast a lot. Like Rennie definitely is a candidate for having like a blank check movie career of like he does really well and then just say make whatever you want. And that was Cutthroat Island was his blank check movie. Which often bounces, and that was very much a bounce. And then The Long Kiss Goodnight wasn't a massive success, and we love it. But then they still gave him all this money for this beautiful, perfect film.
I mean, if Long Kiss Goodnight came out before Cutthroat Island, it would be a big, huge hit. I still don't think people would know what to do with Gina Davis because that character is really progressive, but it wouldn't have been as hated as Cutthroat Island. Because he spent what $450 million on no, like a ridiculous amount that like sunk a studio, and he needed real. It looks great, but
it wasn't a later Pirates film that cost that much money.
Get out of here! Don't bring that up.
He's not Rob Marshall.
Oh goodness gracious! You know what I love too? After Cutthroat Island, they're like, Rennie, you're going to Baja and you are shooting in a tank. Like we are not sending you back onto the open ocean. You are in a tank, and that's there's not a lot of wake here, but it still looks great. This scene.
Yeah, I don't. After Cutthroat Island, I don't think Rennie may have wanted to go back out on the open ocean again. I think maybe he learned from the troubles of Cutthroat Island. Like this is far easier to control.
Hey, a cliffhanger reference right here when the bear drops, which you're going to see soon. That makes me so happy. That's one thing I didn't mumble during the first commentary I recorded. And something's coming up here, Jay, that makes me adore this movie. They're about to show the full shark, like 3 minutes in. We're not there yet, but they show the entire shark 3 minutes in. I was looking at other shark movies, like to a full money shot, the first major shot, like the Meg is 34 minutes, Shallows is 22, Jaws 2 is 22, Under Paris is 6 because it's great. Jaws 3D is 36 minutes. Like Meg 2 The Trench, well, it's 2 minutes. Sorry, that's Statham. 47 meters down is 30. Jaws Revenge is 27. Jaws is 81. 47 meters down is 24. Shark Night's 32. Like 3 minutes in, they have the entire overhead shot of the shark, which is awesome.
If you can count the Meg 2, because that's like the second Meg film. So you've got to add the whole runtime of the Meg prior to Meg 2, I would say.
Yeah, because you've already seen, like, there's no shock and awe anymore. You just gotta, like, there's no surprise anymore on the size of the thing. Yeah. Jay, you're brilliant. Look at that. We have the whole shark.
Shark, it's there.
And the boat is not being pulled by the shark with those harpoons, Jay, unless it's anchored.
I mean, it must be. So how long has Carter been there? Just hanging around.
Is it? Yeah, he just pulled up.
Maybe he's got like a quick release anchor. Maybe that's how he stopped the boat, is with he like dropped the anchor and came lurching to a hole.
So he like drifted in, quick dropped the anchor, and then shot the shark twice.
He used the momentum of the boat lurching forward to give extra speed to his harpoon.
Oh my gosh. Now, our theory is that the shark just played dead there, correct?
Yes, absolutely. That was all part of the shark's plan. It was testing. It was seeing the response time. It was reporting back. It was doing Hilts from Great Escape. Like coming back, okay, this is the map out of the facility. That's the plan. That's the theory.
Should have been on a motorcycle.
We still have. I'm frustrated about this. We still have no answers to why Ronny Cox is in this film.
Oh, Saffron Burrows talked about this. Yeah, so she was on the Deep Blue Sea. She was on Rotten Tomatoes is Wrong, the podcast about Deep Blue Sea. I was supposed to be on the episode, and then I got booted for Burrows, but that's cooler because we need new data for this movie. Like there's only so much we can learn. So she joined it, and she said that like he was like one of the bosses, but he had a bigger role, but then his role got cut. So she said a lot of dialogue got cut in this movie. That was her explanation. He was one of the bosses.
Okay, fair enough. That's still like just a one. It's practically a cameo, I guess, like an actual like a one scene cameo, which Rennie's not known for doing big cameos.
Golf
in his films.
Maybe he had more dialogue. Maybe he had a bigger scene.
Maybe I'd like to apologize to recent guest Andy Goulding, who when asked me that question on the Atlantis episode, I was like, I don't know, we don't know. When I just forgot. sorry, Andy.
Yeah, so that's what that from Burrows. She said he had a bigger role, but she said, yeah, he just got cut. And then she also had some pretty interesting. Well, I'll talk about the end of the movie when we get there and when she talks. Like, what's cool too? It's been, we saw the shark at like 3-4 minutes. Now we're about to land, and we're gonna get the tiger shark. It's like this movie just has like 5-minute gap shark, 3-minute gap shark, 2-minute gap shark. There's no 45 minutes like in Jaws 2. Like this is just a shark. This is the most shark movie ever made.
I think so. I'm happy about that. And we talked last week about how many sharks are there here, possibly more than we realized. So I'm looking forward to digging into that when we go back through again.
Do you think they filmed this scene on the golf course that Sam Jackson was playing on, just so he could go out and like putt and then come back in and act and then come back in and putt?
They had to like trick him into accidentally hitting his ball into the plane. So you have to like you gotta play where it lands. I'll watch you here, Sam. Watch you here. Just go sit there a second. Hang on, it's not your go.
They plop a headset on him.
Yeah. Hey, just read this.
I love it. They're just flying in on a plane, showing how distant it is. This movie's 7 minutes in and we're there.
Yeah. Alcatraz Blitz. There it is.
I love this movie, Jay. I don't know if you know that.
I'm a big fan myself as well. When I said to my wife what we're doing for the podcast today, and she's like, how many times can you talk about that one film? I was like, I don't know. Gonna find out, I guess.
We'll find out. But you know what's good, though? This sets the location. It shows that it's fenced in. There's a shark, 7 minutes in, and Carter's Spanish. But yeah, they do a great overhead shot. They let you know what the place is all about. I love it.
Yeah. I'm gonna often just find myself just watching the film. So apologies to listeners for that.
There's our bionic stud muffin right there.
Yeah, it has been a matter of weeks since I saw it.
I still think the bionic stud muffin joke is really kind of funny. I found original review about the movie, and they called him a bionic stunt muffin, stud muffin,
stud muffin. Yeah, yeah.
Imagine, Jay, what would you do if someone called you a bionic stud muffin, which is like you're so studly that you've got to be like a perfect robot. You got to be like the Terminator.
I'd be confused but flattered. I mean, I've been called various forms of robot over the years anyway, because I could be quite not standoffish, but I don't know, quiet, robotic. But the bionic and the stud, sorry, the stud and the muffin, uh, don't quite fit me as much. But I'd be flattered.
I need to research where stud muffin came from. Where does that work? Look at that stud muffin over there.
I mean, it does fit. It does fit Carter. There's a beautiful tiger shark.
How great does Walt Conti's work look?
Yeah, I mean, if you told me that was I mean, that was a real shark. But that first bit could have been a real shark. It looked good enough.
I need to email Walt Conti back. He responded to me, and then I responded to him. I didn't hear back from him, so I might need to send him an email 2 years later. Man, that thing looked great. The shark, not the bionic stud muffin.
I mean, they both look great.
Yeah.
Turn and wrangle on that.
Like, you know how those movies where they do like a snap and then like a dance, like they teach a little dance. I feel like he should do the turn and wrangle dance.
The bend and snap is it from
Legally Blonde? Yeah, the bend and snap. Yeah, he does the turn and wrangle.
The turn and wrangle. And there's the license plate from Jaws, from Baja. Anyway, I'm quoting things that haven't even come up yet. I'm terrible.
You know what's a big flex about this movie? If you look in the background when he's talking, you see some shark fins. Like Walt Conti said, he was just around with a remote control, zooming the shark around in the background, like, there it is. Just like, yeah.
How much would it have sucked if like Carter got eaten now? Like he's just distracted talking to Susan, and the tiger shark's like, "Hey, I was eating that license plate. Ow, give that back!" And just chomp. He's just creeping up behind him and get it.
What would, if you're from the audience, what would you feel? Because we don't really know him yet.
It would be like in Feast.
When everyone gets killed, like the hero.
No, they have the hero shows up and then gets eaten immediately, and then like the hero's girlfriend, I can't remember what that character's name is, shows up, and then she's the lead. It would be like that. It'd be like a parody of a shark film. Like, hey, we have this guy. In other films, this guy's been played by
Dennis Quaid,
Burt Reynolds, and now it's Thomas J. Always been eaten. Oh well, I guess Janice is the lead now. Okay, yeah, sure.
That'd be incredible if Janice became the lead. Like the rest of the movie's her.
Just a monologue. Nothing. It's just a fun exposition monologue for the
just walking around loops. Hey, I gotta get my steps in, Russell. Let's talk. That shark could just jump out and eat him.
We never see, that's part of Aquatica we don't see. We don't see like if they have any exercise area. Obviously Carter goes swimming, but he keeps himself in good shape. But we don't see like, is there a gym down there somewhere? Is there a treadmill or a bike or something?
That's to get the steps in. Question.
It's got to be, because they say there's living quarters, but what does that entail?
I wouldn't walk around this. I mean, that shark is gigantic.
Those are the normals.
She has a lot of plants in there.
She does have a lot of plants in there.
Have we ever touched on that?
No, we haven't. She's a veritable jungle up in Janice's in Brenda's tower. Tower.
That should have been the chapter. We knew. Dang it, that would have been a perfect chapter for one of our first episodes.
There's going to be a whole new round of chapters.
Yeah, that's right.
We missed the boat dancing, but we get to see Stellan Skarsgård pissing into the wind.
I mean, what other way could he piss? I guess he could have pissed the other way.
Yeah, but then he'd just be like showing everyone, like peeing, like, "Hey, everyone, look at me pee." Mm-hmm. I guess he doesn't need to be pissing up there. He could use, I don't know, a toilet.
He could be like Dwayne Johnson and use a Voss bottle and just leave it there.
Sure. Like, do you think he was up on the surface? Like, oh, I need a wee. and like ran up to the top of the tower and peed off it? Or was he down in a lab and like, oh, I gotta go. There's clearly toilets on this floor, but I'm gonna go up to the surface, climb a tower, and go there whilst everyone else is leaving.
Jim Whitlock does not trust toilets, so I think he goes
Okay.
upstairs to pee. He goes to that same spot every time. If you looked on that concrete on the other side, it's kind of that's his pee on this thing. See where
Okay.
Rappaport was just walking, like the rusty stuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
from Whitlock's peeing.
This whole place is pristine, other than all of the stains from Whitlock's urine.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's another chapter. Whitlock's
yep.
urine. Michael
Same
Rappaport.
chapter, unfortunately. Uh,
I love that Rappaport. When he moved in to shoot for this thing, he started just blasting his music really loud at 3 a.m. Saffron Burrows was like, "Hey man, can you turn your music down?" And he had to turn his music down. He was just
which
blasting it like 3 a.m.
he's a big rap guy, isn't
Yeah, yeah,
he? Yeah,
yeah. And like, yeah,
Rappaport.
what Samuel Jackson was saying that him and LL used to argue, and Sam's like, "You can't say that to people, Michael." Like, I guess the things that Michael was saying, he's like, "You can't do that." Oh, that looks great. We know the whole. You know what's great about this? Simple storytelling, but we know Aquatica is way the hell out there. We know the crew is left. We know that these sharks are genetically modified, and we have a pretty decent idea of Aquatica from the map. So, like, you watch this movie and you're like, it's dumb. No, like, it does a good job of letting you know you're going down, and later on they got to get back up. Like, it's a very simple
Simple.
storytelling.
Yeah,
Oh, there
we're
it is.
meeting the characters. It's a smart decision to say skeleton crew. So there's not like 30 people to meet. It's just, 8. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's it's a reason why this is kind of a pretty standard setup for like people trapped monster. Yeah,
Which
it's
is
been done a lot of times.
all you got to do is explain it though. Like, just
Yep.
hey, skeleton crew, rain, no power, done.
These sharks are smarter than you might expect.
Yeah. Damn it, Jim, would you stop believing to piss outside?
I mean, for all we know, the toilets aren't working properly. Maybe like the maintenance guys just left, and Scoggins isn't good at plumbing,
He's
so
the
they
guy
just
that pees outside.
he's a guy for the other side. Okay, sure.
You brought it up and you sold it to me.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I do.
and there's the
I posed the question, but okay.
what brain is that? Is that, and like, I know Norbert called this animal brain stabbing practice,
Yep,
but what is that?
it's a shark brain. I
But
assume.
it's like refrigerated.
I mean, that was a plastic one, Mark.
But
That's
you're
not real.
practicing on a plastic shark brain.
Maybe yeah, it's a good
It's
point.
like
Maybe it's like
surgery. Like when you go into a spot, it goes like, and so she's like
she's
built
playing Operation with a shark.
to teach her the right places to go.
So, are you positing that it's a fake brain, like a real like spongy actual brain? And
I don't know what it
I guess
is.
that would make more sense. But then, yeah, where would they? They'd need something the same size as the Gen 2's brain, which is 5 times larger than a normal Mako shark's brain. And they didn't do that. As far as we know, they've only got the 3 sharks. Like the Gen 2 is the only one of that size. Maybe the Gen 2 had a sister and they killed her to practice on the brain.
There it is, and they're pissed. I do like
That's,
saying though that good old Carter here, he's quite organized. I like the way his tools are organized, Jay.
yeah, all the spanners.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
The Arga mask.
They killed another shark for the brain. They inserted a thing in it. If she jiggles too much or shakes, it goes. Brr. So she has to be very good with it.
So yeah, maybe they tried it with the parents with the Gen 1s and they just couldn't get it in properly. And like I need to practice. I need to practice. I need to practice. So we need 2 kits. Grow them both to the same size. Kill one. Just to just to kill the practice on the brain. That must be it. Like there's no other way. They couldn't fabricate anything else. That's the only way they could do it.
I love that there's a TV in there.
I mean,
He has a
this
window.
is
Did you see
yeah,
that?
feeding time.
No, but he has a window.
I can't go back, Mark. This is the commentary.
Oh yeah. Wait, did you not see that?
No. I know that he has like a window out into the water because he's like a feeding time.
He
And
has
he
a
looks
good-
at the window.
Oh, hey, real quick. I was talking on a comment. I was on the horror awards with Out Now with Aaron and Abe, and one of the guests that was on it, he said that He see that's the little hole, but over there they had a window. I just noticed that. But so what
Oh.
he's when the sheep and the fish there? Oh, because he's a preacher. Oh,
So this
Jay.
is chapter. So in 18 weeks' time, we'll talk about the window.
Okay, cool. So, so it's but he said no one ever sees the parrot. The only person who sees the parrot is preacher.
Oh, I remember listening to this. Yes,
So they're
I
wondering if
I
it's
like
real.
that theory. But we'll have to have him on to talk
Yeah,
about it.
exactly. Because I mean,
I
no one
like the
sees it.
theory.
No one sees it.
Yeah, he's Ferris Bueller. The preacher is Alan Rock.
Whoa. It's like I'm just gonna be a jerk.
Yep.
Eat.
Oh, yeah. Shark on shark action.
Oh, I hate this
Pretty
movie because
fun.
the VFX is so bad for 3 seconds.
It's great. I don't think that was bad. I think it was great.
No, yeah. Just I've heard that complaint so many times. Hey, look at her. She has like the Aquatica up there. Wait, she's up there all day, right? Or did
What
she come up there
tower?
specially? Yeah, the tower. Is she always tower?
She's that maybe she sleeps up there. Maybe
Is that
that's why she's got the plants there. That's her bedroom. That's where she sleeps.
so? She's always
It's a
working.
hell. It's a living hell. It gets so hot up there in summer. It's just yeah, big glass box. This seems unnecessarily like mean, dangerous. I don't know.
The
The
sharks in the
surprise party.
background.
I
Yeah.
get it. It's tension. It's a fun scene, but this is an inherently dangerous place to work. And like, they decide to like Susan, Dr. McAllister up on the surface. Something terrible has happened. There's a tone in my voice, and she comes up, and it's just the scariest environment possible. It's pitch black water. I'm not going out there.
And the sharks just swimming around.
I like how unfazed like Preacher does not care. He's just standing there. Everyone else seems surprised. He's just standing there.
I mean, this is
Uh,
overtime for him.
yeah, he's the only one working.
Yeah, why is he the bartender?
He's the only one working. That sucks.
Finlandia vibe. No, see, like that's like so every event he has to bartend and cater.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, he doesn't drink. Oh no, he does drink.
He does. Well, he maybe. Yeah, he. Well, we only see
Relapses.
him drink. We only see him drink after, the everything explodes. Um, which, yeah, I get that. So I don't think we see him drink at the party. I will keep an eye out now whilst we're watching it, but I don't think we do.
Him just buttoning up his shirt. Shark
Yep.
still swimming in the background.
Carter was not there when everyone yelled surprise. He's not present at the surprise, so that buttoning up his shirt is because he has just arrived, is getting dressed. He was like having a nap or something. He is late. He's late to the party that was upstairs from where he lives.
Maybe he had to pee,
Maybe he had to be.
and they didn't invite him, and he learned that they had their surprise party.
What do you think Carter, the guy who's swimming in the water, thinks about Jim peeing in the water all the time?
I mean,
I
it's a
think he's
big
okay with
ocean.
that.
It's a
It's
lot
a
of
big
like.
ocean.
Listen, if it was like a stagnant pool in the middle of my living room, I'd be annoyed if he was just peeing in it all the time. If it was my jacuzzi and Jim
Sure,
Whitlock
yeah,
specifically went to pee in it, I would not be happy. But I mean, that's a lot of water. All the fish are peeing in there.
that's true. The shark, yeah. Now, if he was peeing into your jacuzzi, would he set up a little desk fan to kind of point at him so he's always pissing into the wind?
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
And some of it would be on
Okay.
the ground, and you could see by
He
the
likes a
little
challenge.
splotches. He would probably do it over the engine just to like slowly get it wet and like little rust spots.
Yeah.
Those Swedes.
I've recently found out just how few lines of dialogue Jim has in this whole film. In my opinion, it's such a big presence in the film. He has like maybe 15, 20 lines of dialogue, if that.
But they're great.
They're great. They're always disagreeing with something Russell has just said.
Do you know why I think I love this movie so much in 99? And this is going back to what you were talking about with Stella and Skateboard, Skarsgård, is that like I didn't know like I let's see, I knew Good Will Hunting, right? But I don't think I immediately put Stellan Skarsgård guard. Oh, hey, there's the guy from Good Will Hunting in this movie.
Yeah.
I had watched Boogie Nights, Magnolia, but I don't think I could have been like, hey, there's Tom Jane, like Saffron Burrows. I didn't really know who Saffron Burrows is. I didn't know who Janice was. I don't think I knew who Ada Turturro was. Like I knew definitely LL Cool J and Sam Jackson,
Sam
Michael
Jackson,
Rappaport.
yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of fun watching these films, especially creature features around this time, because then you can really get invested in the creatures. Like Sigourney Weaver wasn't a big name when she did Alien, was she?
No, I don't think so.
So it's kind of
So,
fun.
what had she done prior to Alien? I know that she's like she's blurry in the background at the end of Annie Hall or Manhattan. I can't remember. But um, it's wait, that's going yeah, yeah. But I think prior to this, I think the only person I knew going into this was Sam Jackson, just because I didn't see this in cinema. I hadn't seen many films before watching TBC. Yeah.
It's a cool cast. Like people, like it's a different cast. Also, that conversation there is pretty good because she's like, "Do you like your job?" I don't think she's threatening to fire him. She's just saying, "If this doesn't work, you're out of a job."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
so he's like, "What?" He gets very emotional there with her. She's like, "Listen, man, they're here. We got to do this. Let's get it done."
But Alien was going to be his
no,
third film.
oh, nice.
She's been in, yeah, like Annie Hall, credited as Alvy's Date Outside Theatre. And she played Gail in a film called Madman.
Do you think that's why everyone still says Ripley? Because you watch that movie and you're like, she is Ripley. Like you watch Edge of Tomorrow, you're like Tom Cruise.
Madman is a F. Murray Abraham, Michael Beck film that I've never heard of.
F. Murray Abraham and Madman.
Yeah, he plays Marco Cohen. Is directed by Dan Cohen. I don't know. That's the most Dan Cohen's most reputable film is Madman, and I've never heard of it. So there we are.
So they must have tankers come out there to refuel that, huh?
They must do. I mean, yeah, they have a the relief crew comes in the next day. Maybe the day after that, they bring a fueling boat with them, or maybe there's no fuel on the relief shift. Yeah, they'll have a whole system. They'll arrive at some point. I don't need to worry about this.
This seems crazy right here, Jay, because our man Carter is going to swim into the abyss.
Yeah.
With 3 genetically modified sharks.
Yep.
Yeah, he get Michael Beaned in that one.
Yeah, he would die.
He would get Deep Star Sixth, Miguel Ferrer in that. But yeah,
I haven't seen that.
He goes into pitch black, murky water, tags a giant. This shark helps him so much, Jay. Like the shark lands on the landing platform. So the shark swims to the landing platform and is like, "Come on, shoot me, get shot." It's like,
waiting. Yeah, Carter should think something is up here. This should not be this easy.
Jay, you're gonna go catch like the most fierce tiger on the planet, and you like walk up to it and it walks into the cage and kind of like, come on, hit me. And you're like, what? Wait,
this seems somewhat easier than I was expecting. I guess maybe he's like thrown off because he's about to be like attacked by 2 sharks working in unison. So he's thinking, "Oh God, this is that's gonna get his adrenaline going." Like these 2 it's a coordinated attack. So like maybe that's throwing him off.
Why do they do that?
Because to throw him off.
Oh,
it's all part of it.
And then they swim backwards. That's interesting. So to get his like, I guess when your adrenaline's pumping, you do think.
They're proving in case he had any doubts that they're not on board with the whole test. The sharks are like, no, honestly, we just try to see, we just try to attack the guy. Therefore, we don't want to be caught and tested on. We just try. You just saw us. Yeah. The cameras that we're now taking out one by one. You just saw us in the cameras. What are you thinking?
Whoa, that's a good point.
They're building the case.
Yo, they're trying to eat me. They're not trying to escape. They're trying to eat me. So I'm going to go out in the water.
These are just big dumb sharks. That's what these like. They just want to eat me. That's all they want to do. Big dumb sharks. There's no reason to be to think anything else.
Dummies. I don't care if they swam backwards and recognized my gun.
They're big dumb sharks.
He's about to take credit for the shark doing all the work, by the way, Jay.
Does anyone give him credit? I don't think anyone goes like, "Oh, great job, Carter! You brought the shark in.
You just landed an 8-ton Mako on top of a boring plat perfectly in the right direction."
the best fishing anyone's ever done in the world. Literally single hand.
What if the shark was the other way?
This is miraculous.
It had to go head first towards them.
Mhm. Maybe the platform spins around. Probably not. I guess, yeah, because they've got the machine above it.
I mean, could it turn?
Is the thing's on an arm, so it could probably spin around. But yeah, it's fine.
The shark is like, this idiot. This idiot thinks I'm fooled by this.
It's like in Avengers Endgame when Hulk's got to pretend like he's the old Hulk, smashing around. He's really half-hearted, like throwing a car. That shark's just like, I'll go nom 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 on this bit of tank. Yes, I'm a shark. Do you reckon when they were filming that, Sam Jackson was like, "What do you got to do, Ruffalo? Is like, remember this film I was in? There's this shark protected. You got to do that." Okay. I'm definitely in this scene.
Yeah, watch this movie. No, you know what's crazy? The diagram showed which way the shark should go, too. There's a winch. There's a winch on that thing.
Yeah. What's crazy is the whole like graphic on Scoggins' computer. There is one.
You know what I love? I was watching one of those videos, like marine biologist watches shark movies and goes, "Well, that wouldn't happen,"
and has no problem with them. And is on board with everything that goes on in the film. Yeah.
And she saw the shark and went, "Yeah, that's really good. That's a Mako. Like that's a brilliant shark." So she kind of laughed at the premise, but she said that the Walt Conti's work is gorgeous in this movie. Like she was legitimately flummoxed by how great this shark looks. Okay, now it's time. Now it's time for animal brain stabbing.
Yeah, no practice this time. This is animal brain stabbing. Actual thing.
Does Scoggins understand any of those words?
Yeah. Rappaport has no idea what he's saying. I think he said as much in interviews.
You remember when we tried to get Scoggins onto the show to talk about his death scene?
I don't think we should do that anymore. I think we should leave him alone.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is years ago, people. But yeah, I was like, hey man, like what was your death scene like? And he goes, wet.
Yep. And that's the only time we will quote real life Michael Rappaport on this podcast ever again.
He probably patted himself on the back and just, yeah.
I reckon he regrets that. He sat at home going, should have been on that podcast. Blew it.
When you and I are accepting our Oscars for best movie podcast, he's gonna regret it.
Yep. Yeah.
And you're gonna go up there and make the speech.
Oh God. Yeah. That's the bit that's just the shark having fun there.
Yeah.
Because like it'd be better for the shark's plan if it was like sleeping like a baby and just chill out. You don't like maybe the shark has nerves. Maybe he knows what's about to come. She knows like she's about to get stabbed in the brain and doesn't want it, and she's just it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. And that was a real like flinch kind of thing.
Ooh, sometimes you do need blood work, and you don't really enjoy getting the needle poked into you.
I donate blood every like few months, and I don't like it.
No,
no one does.
I got some blood taken the other day, and I didn't even feel the needle go into my arm. So I complimented the lady. I'm like, I'm not being weird here, but like, I didn't even feel that. She's like, thank you very much. I try hard.
Had that one time. One nurse has been like really good and got it in, and I've had a bunch who are terrible. Well, I mean, not terrible. Yeah, I would be much worse than they are, but it hurts. Like I always go back to that one. I'm like, why can't you teach everyone how to do it?
Look at the probe position, Jay. She understood your veins, didn't she, Jay?
Maybe she's just lucky that I mean I have pretty big veins, not to brag. But
they're very vascular, Jay. We all know that.
Like they're right there. But, yeah, maybe she just got lucky that day. I don't know.
We're testing.
Yep,
it's firing. I love
this. Jim is kind of like it's like Susan's doing all of the work. Susan has extracted the brain goo, given the needle to Jim. Jim squirts the needle into a vial, hands it back to Susan. Jim does not need to be there. He is extraneous to the whole procedure.
He mucks everything up.
Maybe. Yeah, everything is his fault.
Very interesting that they put slippery tile into this lab.
Easy to clean,
Yeah,
I
that's true.
guess.
Yeah, because
But you
all
could
the
still, yeah, we have like
grates.
anti-static rubber flooring at work, which is easy to clean, but high friction. Maybe that's what they should have.
Remember Rennie said that? He's like, all the production designers put in like linoleum floors and everyone was just wiping out everywhere.
Yeah.
Some of you,
Which
it's
that's a
firing.
fun prank. That's a fun prank.
Fun. That reminds me of
But
that Weird Al
lightning in a
Yankovic
bottle.
song about Larry. Remember he kills Larry. And he's
I,
like, but Larry
I
would think this is a pretty good gag.
I have listened to not enough Weird Al songs, it turns out. Uh, Constipated was my introduction to Weird Al.
Constipated.
Yeah, the take on Avril Lavigne is complicated. It's he's constipated. You know, he goes to a party and there's pizza and he 19 extra larges. No one can. Yeah. Anyway, that's what where I know Weird Al from is his take on Avril Lavigne's complicated. He did constipated. Well, he got constipated, decapitated. I don't know, something else.
I don't know.
That's
That
what.
was a
Yeah,
reach. Oh, there it
yeah.
goes. Oh, Jimmy,
Speaking of
idiot.
reach.
Ah! I like that. Go. Everyone starts slipping now.
Yeah. Well, I guess the floor is wetter
Yeah,
because that shark's thrashing.
those ratchet
That's
straps didn't do much.
to be fair, the straps came with it was the ratchet was bolted down and the ratchet came with it. Um,
Man,
yeah. Stellan Skarsgård missing an arm.
he should have just opened the
Ow.
door.
Just elbow at the glass. No, no. Is that how he cuts his arm? No. He's addressing an arm wound later, which you might think would come from elbowing open a glass cabinet, but it didn't.
Why? Why does she let the shark go? They have the brain juice
This is true.
and the
Uh,
tests.
in case they need to replicate it to do more proof, to get more.
They could just leave the shark there, couldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, it's already broken free of one strap and
No,
eaten
yeah,
one limb.
yeah, it's true.
Like, what if this is the bit where the CGI is not great, that the
Yeah.
waves. But that's fine. If they'd left the shark there, if Carter had shot the shark, it might have required a couple of shotgun blasts to take it out. It's a big shark. But if they take that one out, do the other two still get out? What do we think?
Because I don't. Because the big one's the one who takes Jim on the ride,
Yeah, the big
and
one
they.
takes out most of them. Like takes out most of the crew.
I mean, the little ones fail at their jobs.
Yeah, one eats a bird and then is blown up. One
Gets
doesn't eat a
electrocuted.
Susan, and yeah, that's their jobs. They failed.
They both
Unless the
fail.
mission
So
was eat a bird, they failed.
okay, you go in the kitchen, eat a bird, get him in the oven, make that explode.
So it's like this is clearly the Gen 2's plan.
Yeah.
And the other two are her parents. They're like, just I need you to be out of the way. Mom, Dad, just kind of get out of the way. I've got a real special mission for you, Mum. You got to go eat that, but Dad, go wait in that lab. She might. Vital to the mission. Couldn't do this without you guys.
Destroy the data. It's in the locker. Wait for her to open it. Okay.
Wait, if they just if
Oh, that was the
they
accident right there, wasn't it?
yeah.
When he got obliterated by they accidentally dumped
There's
all
a
that water on
couple
him.
but then also when they're running back, I think that when Saffron Burrows and Jack and Mackenzie, I don't think they're supposed to fall over then. I can't remember. I think everyone falling over in this bit is not supposed to happen.
How funny would that be if Carter just jumped onto that hook and was like, "Get oh right here." Yeah.
I'm out of here. Bye. Peace out. I might send back help. I don't know.
So I feel like the winch is the true villain of this story.
Uh, yeah. As much as we can blame a winch. Yeah. Yeah. Is there room in the helicopter for everyone? Could they all just be like, "Let's go. That's all. This isn't work. This I got a
Oh,
bad
there
feeling
it
about
is.
this." Yeah. That's That was too much water. That was way too much water.
Still looks great though. They're all.
It's actually,
I bet you they're all yelling at Tom Jane. Just get in here so we can get out of here.
we want to finish filming this. This is not the fun scene. What do you reckon's the most fun scene to film
Of like a genuinely fun.
out of the whole film? Yeah, this film.
I don't know. Maybe the party scene.
Yeah, it feels kind of loose. Yeah, like all of the
No
water
one's
stuff,
wet.
all the rain stuff. Like that when you get Carter and Scoggins swimming later on, that's not going to be fun.
Oh, the omelet scene when they're talking about her being a healthy girl.
That's two different scenes.
Well, no one's wet and no one's
Sure.
dying. They're
Okay.
just chatting.
Yeah. Yeah. LL just kind of BS into the camera. Like that's got to be fun.
She's still in the tower.
That's where she lives. She's part of the tower, man.
She was on set for 3 days.
And the whole time, she's in the tower or she's at the party, and that's like I reckon she's kind of got some kind of long cord that attaches her to the tower. She can only go so far. Like she can just about make it down to the deck for the party, but then she gets like bungeed back up into the tower again.
Tower now.
Boring. So she can't get she had no escape. She couldn't have escaped if she tried.
Did they just tap a TV screen and then it works?
Yep. I mean, it's the reverse Jurassic Park where Samuel touches one and it breaks. It's, it happens. Technology in these films.
Oh man. Great explosion.
I'd always love the Aditya just flying backwards from the explosion. It's a great shot. I love it. It's a silhouette against the fire.
Was this planned?
So what was the plan I came up with last week was that the Sharks initially wanted the license plate in the Tiger Shark's mouth
Yeah.
to diamond heist big circle cut on the window. So that didn't work. So they had to improvise. So what wasn't planned. This was we need something sharp. Mate, hopefully something will just fall into the water. Wait, Jim on a stretcher, and then they just went with it because like I guess the helicopter blowing up the surface is fun. It's great. It's helpful, but their plan was to just ram something sharp and pointy into the window, and the surface being on fire helps, I guess. Like even if the explosion didn't happen, the elevators would be shut down just because everything's flooding, I guess.
It's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Imagine being the shark planning like a breakout, and then all of a sudden a stretcher lands in front of you in the water, and you're like, "All right, hey,
Yeah, sure. This guy tastes familiar. I think I
this
just
shark
ate his
is such a
arm.
jerk." Jay, I love this moment.
He's
You
been
know,
around
this
for
is
ages. You
this
worked it
is
out.
the scene that kicked off my like major popular data posts that got like this scene is responsible for like my starting working at Rotten Tomatoes and being interviewed by Wired when I tracked how far he traveled underwater, and I figured it was like a mile.
Yep.
Okay, and then people read it and they're like, "Hey, that was good."
Right, some more stuff.
Let's see.
It's such a bad death. Such an awful thing
And
to
he's
go
just
through.
watching.
What else can he do?
It's horrifying.
Is it to be strapped to a gurney, immobile, but able to breathe, and knowing that you've just helped kill all of your friends, basically.
Just watching.
It's
Now, these people would be obliterated right now.
sure the whole ocean's coming in.
Sam Jackson's dead.
I'm pretty sure the water wouldn't like pour. I think it would just be like,
Yeah.
just
There he goes again.
good. Why did you jump? Why did you leap for the stairs? Yeah.
I think Russ. Oh no, I thought it looked like Sam Jackson just pushed Janice out of the way to get ahead. Hey, there's a door being opened. I wonder where I ranked that. Let's
Oh yeah,
see.
you did your door ranking.
Yeah. Let's see. 6. I ranked this number 6 of 42, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the more frustrating ones because you've got so many people up there not opening the door, yelling at Carter to come back up and open the door. When like the four of you that are up there, open the door. Scoggins is trying, but like Russell, Janice, Susan, they're just not.
Look at the teamwork.
Yeah.
I do like McAllister. They could have easily made her a secondary antagonist, and we've talked about this a lot. But she's in it from now on. She's in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So refreshing. I was watching a rom com the other day called A Family Affair with Zac Efron and Nicole Kidman. It's about Zac
Any good?
Efron. Yeah, it's cute. It's like a
Oh,
comfort food meal.
sure. Yeah.
And so Joey King works for Zac Efron. Zac Efron starts dating her mom, but then she has a friend who's a writer. Then she has another best friend, and there's just way too many characters in it, and it like complicates a fun concept. Like this movie doesn't do that. Like no one shows up. Like mercenaries don't show up now.
Yeah.
Killers don't show up. It's just them surviving. I like that it never gets overly complicated.
It's not like Gilligan's Island where every week someone else gets washed up on the island.
The Harlem Globetrotters,
I know
or
that
a
about it.
spaceman, or a tiger.
It's like 10 minutes go by, and hey, look, Steve Buscemi's washed up on the Aquatica.
What am I doing here? I got a wood chipper.
No, he's in the wood chipper.
It's not him. It's just his foot.
Yeah, Peter Stormare washed up on the island.
Imagine you work at the Aquatica and then you wake up one night and just a wood chipper with Steve Buscemi's foot is in it, but there's no blood. It's just there.
No blood would make it interesting. I mean, the whole thing interesting. But the no blood it like would imply he was killed and then the foot placed in the wood chipper.
Yeah.
Now,
I love the work
if
that
Preacher was running at that point, could he have gotten out? If he was just like, I'm getting out of here, just heads for the stairs and goes. Do you reckon he could have made it if he wasn't looking for the bird?
no.
Because I'm guessing the kitchen's probably in the living quarters room. Yeah, because he's on the top. He's on the shallowest level.
So if he just booked it,
Yeah, so these stairs, the water is on its way down now. But if he had pegged it from as soon as the kitchen exploded, I think he would have made it.
I think you're right. Just booked it. Like, well, let's say he
Yeah.
had a sense, like the Sixth Sense came out in '99. He has a sense and he runs. You're going to hear this for the
Yeah.
80th time, but someone new might hear this. In 1999, LL Cool J was in Deep Blue Sea, and he plays a character called Preacher.
This
He was
is all
also in a
true.
movie called In Too Deep, where he plays a character named God.
Yep.
Then he's in Any Given Sunday, and he plays for the Sharks. And
All
football's
true.
played on Sunday mostly, or Thursdays, Saturday now. But back then it was probably Monday and Sundays. So he was on the Sharks. He played God in In Too Deep and Preacher in Deep Blue Sea with Sharks.
With sharks.
Crazy. And
Yep.
you know, he plays pool in In Too Deep. And there's like a nice
shark.
wet pool here.
Is he a pool shark?
No, I think he breaks it and sticks it into a guy.
Okay, I haven't seen it. I have seen Any Given Sunday. Maybe we'll cover it one day. I don't know. I'm not fussed.
I just covered the episode with Norbert. He did a song
Okay.
for it.
Oh.
Oh man.
No, but
Ding,
is
ding, ding.
too good for us.
Ding ding.
I always want these rivets to have more of an impact. Like it's just like we got to get past these rivets. I want just like someone to get hippo. It's just something, and not just be a threat. And again, okay, Carter and Scoggins were the last people to reach the door. So you got Russell, Susan, and Janice all get to the door and split and head to each side to let Carter and Scoggins go through to open the door. Why aren't the first people to the door the ones that open the
Start
door?
turning, yeah.
I know it's only a second, but what is it in their head that's like, I'm not going to open this door. This is Carter's job to open this door.
You know, it would be a great scene if Russell took off his jacket and tried to like stop the water coming to soak it up with his sweater.
We appreciate the help, Russell, but it's you can only do so much. Your jumper's only so absorbent. But
I love all the overhead shots. It's just Rennie finds ways to be innovative.
So
Very
I was
clear
talking
water.
to someone recently who were like, tell me something interesting about you. I was like, well, I've hosted I've recorded far too many episodes on DBC, and their response was like, "Isn't that the film where the sharks change size to go from like one scene to another?" And this is someone I didn't really want to get into an argument with, but no, it's not. I just want to put that out there. It's not. Like the shark we just saw swim down the stairs into the corridor is not the big shark. It's one of the smaller sharks.
There's a narrative against
Guy.
this movie that's not even true. That's the thing that's annoying. If you don't like the movie, you don't like the movie. But it's like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's the movie where this happened." You're like, "No, just watch it."
I get
Enjoy
it. If you don't like the film because Sam Jackson died and you want to see a Sam Jackson film, valid criticism. Fine.
Yeah,
That's something we can't argue with that. He dies. Not yet, but he will.
excellent.
He's
Sweat
great
work.
in this scene.
Mm-hmm. Like, look at the shots. This is well shot. This is not a. This is almost a prestige shark movie that everyone calls dumb. I don't understand. It's so dumb. It's good. And you're like, no.
It's just good. I don't know how many times we've said this on the show. This is our major problem with people. Is to say that it's so bad, it's good. It's like, no, it's just good. It's so good, it's great.
Sam Jackson,
Everyone's bringing it in this scene.
cannibal. Well, you know what I like? They kept the camera on her for a long time. Like this isn't a Shark Night where it's just hacked into oblivion. Like they trust their actors on this.
This is the first scene to have been claimed for the second run through.
Oh, nice.
I guess when we get to this scene in I don't know how many weeks, sometime next year, the guest who is on this episode, she picked this first.
Nice. Did Jim O'Kane pick it because of the blinking lights?
No, I should ask Jim if he wants to be on. I haven't. He saw this film for the first time recently before being on the Airport 77 episode.
Do you like it?
Prep for it. Yes, he did. I think more than he thought he would. I think. He's currently doing October Sky Minute,
Oh, that's fun.
where he's got like a bunch of people from the film. Like Chris Cooper is going to be on the podcast.
That's great.
The actual guy that Jake Gyllenhaal was playing is going to be on the show. I don't know who it is because I've never seen October Sky. I've barely heard of it, but I hear it's great. It's just not a film that's great.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's great at getting guests.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fun guy. What happened on this season? If you don't remember Jim O'Kane, he was on for Con Air, and he was on the Airport 77 episode with his Airport Minute co-host.
Did we do one of his shows?
Yeah, we did a couple, all of the group projects. So Silverado, Best Years of Our Lives.
Did we not join him for one of his?
Finger. He joined us for Con Air.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we've joined him. Well, I didn't. You might have done.
We talked about blinking lights. Oh, in Con Air. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. But he's also done Apollo 13 Minute was him, and Airport Minute. He's done a bunch of these shows. Yeah.
A lot of good wet work here.
Yeah. I feel like this would be a good scene to shoot just because like, everyone's got some great dialogue, but also you're just in a room that's dripping everywhere all the time. It's gonna suck.
Look at that look you just gave her.
I'm in this dripping room because of you.
She's too successful. To listen, to Susan's credit, I guarantee you that she never thought that she would be that successful. Like, okay, imagine building a catapult and you give it a little bit of oomph. And you're like, oh, I'll give it like 10 extra feet. And then somehow you shoot a piano 6 miles. And like it hits a town neighbor. Like you never planned on that. Like you never.
I didn't mean to shoot a piano at the moon. I'm sorry. That wasn't the plan. I worked out that I forgot to carry the one. I'm sorry. Like
it hits the moon, and you're like, listen,
you've doomed us all. Like, tides, everything's gone now.
Like it's a catapult. You know, like what?
I finished so far. I thought pianos are heavy. Like
I thought maybe it could go like clear the field near my house. That's it.
I was just trying to like get it in the lake. I was just trying to like throw a piano into. I didn't want the piano. I get it. It's fly tipping. You know, shows that like the whole edge is a. I was just trying to get rid of the piano. I had the catapult. It was all like. I'm sorry, I've dislodged the moon.
That'd be funny if the courts are like, I don't know how you did it.
I mean, without the moon, you've thrown us off orbit. We're now circling into the sun. There's only so much punishment we can do. So
Imagine that. Jay Cluett destroyed the world by shooting a piano to the moon with a homemade catapult.
I mean, I'd take that. Yeah.
I
This
love
is
that
the
that
damage
shark
we-
swims past the kitchen, Jay, and it's like do do do. Like it becomes a slasher movie in that part.
Yeah. Is it wearing a mask? Is the shark? Is it wearing like a Shatner mask? Ex-Benedict.
Helsinki Hollandaise. We brought in someone for a special episode just to talk about that menu.
We did. This would suck to film as well, wouldn't it? Just
Yeah,
this water's cold.
I love that
So-
the shark
well-
sneaks in.
Just whistling. So nothing to see here.
Bloop. You can't watch this movie and not know that it's funny. Like this is not a
Yeah,
movie
this is-
that scene happens.
This is a comedic scene that is played straight. The
Yeah.
line "You ate my bird" is just a funny line.
Yeah.
Like the bird scares him. He falls in the water. There's a giant shark and he's got the tiniest axe in the world. There's like every element of this is comedic.
There's breadsticks and champagne just floating around.
Just bobbing there. The bird is just on a little pot.
All right, Jay, I have a serious question for you. Is this scene Michelin star worthy? So it's a kitchen fight. And let me give you the criteria for Michelin stars. Using
Okay.
quality products, mastery of flavor and cooking techniques, personality of the chef and the cuisine, value for money, and consistency of food.
Personality of the chef is 5 stars. I don't know how many stars. Can you get 3 Michelin stars?
Three,
Is that,
yeah.
So it's a 3 for 3 in personality of the chef.
Okay.
I'd say yeah, we've got the quality ingredients, the ingredients of the scene. There's a shark in it. I think that's a great ingredient.
And they put him in an
Um,
oven and he has to dig his way out of the oven. And the shark turns on the oven. Oh, man,
I would argue this is like amongst the most Michelin star worthy kitchen fight scenes.
I agree. Because the kitchen is
I think
a
you should do a
character.
series on this on MFF.
All right. What about the mastery of flavor and cooking techniques?
I mean, the shark uses an oven.
Yeah.
Which,
3 stars.
as sharks go, that's pretty masterful in terms of using cooking
And it's
techniques.
battering it. Just okay. What about value for money? Like this is a stock shark film, right? Everyone thought that this movie was just going to be a stupid shark film. But it's
Yeah.
a beautiful kitchen fight. So what do you
Like,
think the value for money is?
I think it's great because you're basically getting a free kitchen fight. You don't go into a shark film thinking like there's going to be like resplendent with kitchen fights. You're seeing a shark film and it's like, hey, bonus, extra kitchen fight in a shark film. So yeah, it's the most value for money.
We need to make that into a t-shirt. I love or a sticker. We need stickers of that quote. All right, consistency of the food.
That's bird look pretty tasty. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's good.
We don't see a lot of cooking.
I mean, he's
Would
cooking right
Preacher be
now.
the food? Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
he's Preacher the food. And LL Cool J is pretty consistent throughout the film, so yeah, consistent. We're seeing a kind of a lack of cooking technique now because the shark is breaking the oven,
True.
as is Preacher.
So they're destroying it.
Yeah, which is improper technique.
But I love that he
this-
picks up a mini axe. Like you said, he's a guy with a mini axe. But then later on, when he's wedged into an oven, that mini axe can get him out
Yeah,
of that
that's
oven and
perfect.
into the upper area to jump out.
I just think if he hadn't got into the oven, if it was just face to face with that giant shark with that little axe, he's not winning that fight. But then
No.
again, he wins a fight later with a much smaller point, just like a little crucifix. So
And
What
in
do
the
I know?
scene, they set up the crucifix. Look at that wide shot, though. They just went for a wide shot, and then the shark barreled into it. 3
Yeah.
stars all around.
Big breath, big breath.
3 Michelin
Shark.
stars.
Shark still thrashing in the oven. It's a nice dive. I can't dive. Do you reckon, has that shark realized that he's like gone past him at this point?
There he comes.
Yeah, it has now.
You ate my bird.
Do you reckon like LL made some choices in terms of mouth shape
Yeah.
prior to the lighting of that?
It just blew up.
It just
The
blew
shark just blew up.
up.
It immediately blew kaplooied.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of gas. That was from inside.
It just became chunks
Yeah.
automatically. It's pretty clear. We could make it. I love this scene.
It's the scene. You know, it's the scene. Why is there so much stuff in front of this door? This seems like bad. Like this is essentially a fire escape, and they've put a load of boxes in front of it.
No way. There's no way.
Get away from the water, Russell. So close to the water. Stupid.
What's he doing?
Yeah, we just have to restrain ourselves from quoting the entire monologue along with Sam Jackson any second.
I was just watching a movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're just watching the film at this point. This is, this is where it's going. This is
You know what though? Rappaport's delivering in
feel
this
no
scene.
more.
The hell you are. Yeah, he did. Oh, here it comes.
Here it
dummy
comes.
making a speech.
Well, this is the hero moment. He's gonna come. He's gonna save everyone.
Can I vent about something? There was a recent thing come out by like the VFX company who have worked with Rennie before, and they're like, "Oh, this was a 17-page monologue." And Sam Jackson was like, "I'm not doing a 17-page monologue." And Rennie's like, "No, we need it to be 17 pages." And then everyone was like, "No, it can't be 17 pages." Rennie Harlan would never, ever, 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 ever have someone deliver a 17-page monologue.
Everyone will be just checking their watches.
Yeah.
That's like this is a perfect length. Oh, that's so long.
It sounds saltier than like it was a salty, angry thing.
Like, how long is it? Is this like a 1-2 page, if that?
Yeah, if that. And Sam Jackson's a cannibal.
Yeah, that's sure. We're about to see a man-eater get eaten by a man-eater.
Wait, does that mean the shark becomes a Wendigo?
Well, no, because the shark. Well, the shark is already one because it's a shark eating shark, wouldn't it? And we've already seen the sharks eat. Well, we've seen Makos eat tiger sharks. I don't know if that counts. Will that be the same as like a human eating a chimpanzee?
It's a great.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, I guess not.
We're hitting the big questions here during the most iconic scene of this film.
So, well, I think the shark's definitely gonna become a Wendigo now, though, because he's a Wendigo.
Right.
Gone.
Yeah,
Audience
he's
went
gone.
nuts.
And so does the choir.
Oh. Best
Choir, a bold choice, I think, for the music for this. It works.
Oh my god.
Scoggins' face.
That VFX looks dope right there. Kidding me?
Yeah.
This movie's great.
This movie's fantastic.
He's freaking out. Rappaport earned his check on this movie.
Yes. Well, yeah, he's publicly taken a turn, but in this film, he's nailing it.
Scogs.
And like Carter is rallying. He's like just seen what we've just seen, and he's like, "Okay, let's go. Scoggins, get up. Come on, put yourself together. We see this every day. Okay, another rich benefactor has been ripped apart in front of us. Move on."
Would you laugh? You're down there in Aquatica.
Yeah.
This guy's making a speech, and a shark just comes out of nowhere and eats him. Like, what would you?
Yes, absolutely. I deal with these kinds of situations. I deal with stress by laughing. When I had an operation on my nose, so I could breathe, basically through my nose, I had to have a balloon pushed up it and inflated to stop it. But I had a nosebleed for hours. Basically, it was bad times. I had to have a balloon shoved up it and inflated, and the balloon burst to pull it out. Do it again. The single most painful thing I've ever been through. I was told it was. The nurses told me I was basically giving birth through my nose. Was the amount of pain that I was going through. But I was just making jokes and laughing through the whole thing. And like they pulled out a blood clot the size of a golf ball from my nose, and I was like, "Oh, Mazel tov, it's a boy."
Wow.
That's how I deal with this kind of stuff. Just because otherwise I would just be like crying. But yeah, I would be making inappropriate comments and jokes and laughing at seeing my closest friends be killed in front of me, brutally and viciously and violently and bloodily.
Same.
So
I would just laugh.
yeah.
That's how I process.
Uh,
There it goes.
oh, they're down. It's all blue, 100% blue. Look at all this blue. That's it. Climb the ladder.
The
Ladders will
fact that
always
they
be
get
your
this
friend,
door
Susan.
closed is pretty impressive.
Yeah, they're pushing against a lot of pressure, like shutting the door against the ocean coming in. Uh,
Maybe he is a bionic stud muffin.
and like, there's not as if they've got anything to lever against. They're just pushing a door shut. They're not like because the the chute, the chimney is too wide to like put your feet on one side and push against the door. They're just pushing a door shut against the ocean.
I love problems on problems, Jay. So in this one, the building's falling on them, a shark is chasing them, and the ladder breaks. Like I love that's a Mission Impossible problem on problem.
Yeah, this Susan should have remembered from the ladder breaking not to trust ladders. Like later in the film, she
Oh
trusts another
yeah,
ladder.
shark vision.
Shark vision, shark vision, shark vision. Which, if you've never seen the 90s UK it's sitcom Chuckle Vision, you won't recognize that song. Barry and Paul Chuckle, mustachioed brothers who were incompetent.
Remember that at all?
It's
Send it to me.
on YouTube, probably. I don't know.
Okay.
I've not seen it in years. I think I don't watch. Are you familiar with Gogglebox? The show Goggle? No, it's the worst show. It's like people, members of the public watching TV, and the show is just you watching people watching TV.
Oh no.
It's the nadir of civilization. But one of the regular people on that is one of the Chuckle Brothers kids. Anyway, this is we were like 3 tangents down things you don't care about.
Jay, we
And
should film ourselves watching Deep Blue Sea.
there was I hate Gogglebox so much. We were just flipping the channels at one point and we stopped on it. And what we were watching was people on the show were watching somebody play a video game. So I was a person watching a person watching a person play a video game.
Oh no.
And at that point, I was like, this show, no, this shouldn't exist.
Mm-mm.
And I never watched it again.
Did we
Anyway,
decide whether that burn was real?
I think that's where he hurts his arm. That burn
Oh,
coming
okay.
down, that must be when because he's putting the ointment on it later.
I wish I was dropping the fire from up top.
Have we had the fire? Yeah, I know it's coming.
Some of it just dropped down.
Yeah. And this is like some real impressive door opening. Like these doors are like sealed. They're supposed to be sealed shut. This is an underwater facility. He has had to. There is a lot of like pressure forcing these doors shut. So Carter is in full bionic stud muffin mode.
You see those neck
Right.
veins popping?
Yeah.
Oh, that
So
shark looks
close.
awesome in there.
So close to being eaten.
I love that the sharks are just messing with them too. Like, romp. Just kind of taking little chompies.
I guess at this point, they could probably eat them all.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
they've got the whole facility is currently flooding. Like the bit that we get to later with when Skogs dies, is like the last little bit of drain this area, flood this area. But I reckon they don't need that. They could probably get out at this point. And once the water goes up the channel, goes up to level 1.
I love a good overhead shot.
Yeah, we missed some impressive core action from Susan and
Rappaport.
Scoggins.
Good hand strength, grip strength.
Yeah. Once again,
Dude.
only Carter is helping. Susan Scoggins just hanging out.
I mean, listen, the fact that Rappaport is up is
It's
quite impressive.
yeah,
Impressive.
I think he did it. He actually did that. Like he
Yeah.
did the like yeah. That's almost unbelievable.
Because Rennie says
Yeah.
he's like, I like putting these guys in it. Like I put my actors in it. Oh man, that thing got it right between the legs.
Yeah,
These
you got
Makos
to
are
imagine
jerks.
like if other survivors like with Jim, I don't think Stellan Skarsgård would have been able to do that. Would have been able to like
His
nothing
arm would have
against the
come right
guy.
off.
Yeah.
He'd have been holding a cigarette in one hand.
I can't climb. It's taking ages to climb the ladder, Jim. Put the cigarette down. You can't do this one-handed.
Yes, I can. Watch.
You're at the top of the ladder. Everyone is behind you. You're slowing everyone down.
That's good sweat work.
Yeah, so much
So,
sweat.
so that's interesting, Jay. This place is basically kaput right now. It's too
Yeah.
hye. But yeah, this place
I
is.
love he tries. I always love that he tries. Yep. It's like I go 3 feet away from.
So yeah, it's coming down. The sharks just gotta wait. The sharks shouldn't even attack them at this point because it's already done.
Yeah, I mean, they sharks are like, well, these are the only people that could get us in a way, but between us and leaving.
The deep blue sea.
Yeah, exactly. The only barrier between them and this wonderful film.
Well, if you think about it, they still got to get the data.
Yeah, that's like a bonus, I guess. Yeah,
because it's in a sealed bag. They can't. No one can find that.
Susan has the key. They know Susan has the key.
Yeah, so they got to. I guess they have to hunt them.
At least Susan. Yeah.
What happens if Susan had got earlier, or like a random hunk of concrete landed on her head? Would they have known? Because she has the key.
I don't think they would. I think they'd recognize her. They have the window.
Yeah.
They see her with the key at the floppy disk. This is the real, like, are you all that made it? That's the real, like, yes. No, we shut the door. We left Brenda down there. We'd steal her off. Yes, preacher, we're all that made it.
Yeah, they're just down there having a cigarette with Jim. Hey, let me in. I'm just you're still alive?
Yeah, we just don't like him anymore. We fell out.
I like that Carter's given up here, like a chump. Got very blue. When you did your blue counts, did you count this as blue?
Yes, absolutely. This is quite. I mean, that shot of Susan earlier, she was like 100%. This is a very blue scene for not being underwater. This is blue, and then it's orange.
How much Evian spray
blue and orange
did they put on Carter Blake in this one?
I don't know how sweaty Tom Jane is day to day. He's not known for his sweatiness, I guess. So yeah, extra, more for him.
Do you think Dwayne Johnson watched this?
That could be me. Underwater fish in a tank, underwater. Love it every time.
It's a good shot too.
Yeah, you got to shoot through the fish tank.
Good job, Rennie. Send some dolly shots. Like, this is a $70 million cheesy shark movie, and then you have a shot in a fish tank filled by a dolly. Like, this is good stuff.
Yeah,
I know it's filmmaking 101, but like it's like something should be said for filmmaking 101.
Yes. Now, I think if I were a preacher, I would probably have eaten a Powerball.
Yeah.
Even in death standards, I get it. But how long has it been since these guys had food? Like, it's a while.
And where does it end? You're on a boat and you're floating, and a can of tuna comes up, and you're like, ugh. It's not beef tartare. It's not Helsinki hollandaise.
Yeah, I don't like tuna, but I would probably eat that.
What happened to Jay? He just wouldn't eat anything. He just wanted what he wanted.
He was floating on a crate of tuna, and he just wouldn't eat it. He had a crowbar to open the crate. He had a tin opener to open the tins. He was like, no. Even in death, stand not.
Like when they find all of us, we're like really healthy and maybe put on some weight. I mean, we just ate the food that was here.
Yeah. So it's 4 a.m. They're taking the batteries out of the clock. It's 4 a.m. They've been doing this all night. Like, they would have done the test yesterday at, like, I don't know, the early afternoon at the latest, probably. More likely in the morning. This has been a long day. I feel like this next run through, we should try and work out like the time it is at each point. Do like a where and when kind of.
Oh, I like that
assessment.
That'd be funny if Scoggins was like, I spent 13 years at Caltech.
I was really bad. I just kept on. I just kind of. I didn't officially get in. I just kind of showed up. I just went every day, and then eventually I just kind of picked it up. I did a will hunting kind of thing. I just cleaned I was a janitor there.
He's a maintenance guy. Yeah, he did all the maintenance. He fixed the boilers. Oh man, Skog's gonna get it.
Yeah, Skogs is not long for this. So the water has stopped coming in at this point, it seems. The it's like come up to the first floor and it's like hanging out there, it's stopped.
Does it
Uh,
still have to fill up? Maybe it's still well. Does it still have to fill up? It's probably filling up that one floor. No, it would have filled up in 3 minutes. Maybe there's some open areas. Oh, they're
especially
swimming down to that thing, so it's just emptying out there.
yes, that's true. Yeah. And when Carter opened that's the door to the second floor, that was already like half full of water. Because when he opened the
Yeah.
doors, a bunch of water poured out. That would have sucked if he like tries to. Okay, gonna drain it all off to this floor. And he opens it, and that floor is full. It's just this is the waste of my time, and now I'm dead.
Oh, come on.
Can't get a break.
It's kind of, I don't know. I don't really like Preacher's angle here. It's like, hey, I am going to go to my room and salvage what I can. Death is always useless, doctor. Like, it's,
They're on. She's like she's going down a level. It's
yeah.
on this level. They're waiting for Carter and Squins to get back. What is she supposed to do? Record a message on a video camera about how to make an omelet? Like, how is what she's doing any less useful?
And even, what are they going to talk about? They're going to have nothing to talk about.
This is the first time they've spoken
Yeah. She
ever.
doesn't talk to him. Like when he makes her eggs Benedict and stuff, she just kind of grumbles at him.
She thinks his real name is Preacher. Like she doesn't know that that's not his name.
No, she calls him Pastor because she just refuses
And
to get his name right.
but she calls him that because she thinks he's called that because he's the chef and he cooks pasta. So she's just wrong on like three levels.
You haven't even tried.
Hey, lasagna, get over here. Cook, make me some dinner.
She's calling me
Alfredo.
lasagna.
Your name's Alfredo, right?
You're just calling me pasta at this point. You're actively getting my name wrong. He's just getting stuck in those cables. And jump scare.
Good breath work. Yeah, dead Jim. First few times I
Oh.
saw this, I never recognized that was supposed to be still a Skarsgård. I was always like, is that a guy from the helicopter or something? It just didn't like upside down with the hair waving. I didn't think I looked like him, but it's definitely the same shirt.
What if they left a tank on him
He's
that was
still
good for like
alive.
8 hours
Yeah, he's still going.
and
That would
somehow
actually be
that
pretty cool.
crash?
I'd be okay with that because then it would get him get him around having to do all the ladder stuff. He's just there, he's just still alive.
And then they pull up and he starts smoking a cigarette. God.
With the other arm. Yeah, and the shark
can't
takes that one as well.
I can't swim. I'm smoking. And the bite. He's like Luke Wilson from Anchorman, just getting his arms bit off or hacked off.
Let's see that coming.
They're cold. They're cold in there.
Today we spell redemption. Oh,
This moment's great though. This is good moment. Like, you know what's interesting? This movie would not be affected if it wasn't in it, but because it is, it's funny. Like this is what gives the movie personality, the omelet recipe.
yeah, it's a fun little character beat. It's some downtime because you've got Carter and Scoggins in peril. You've got Susan's about to be in peril. Preacher just made a point of being like, I'm not gonna get in peril anymore. Like this is, I'm gonna do my best to be like safe. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna hang out. And then what would a chef do? What would a person do? Because Preacher is the most like a regular guy who happens to be working on Aquatica. He's just like he works in the kitchen. Like this isn't he didn't do anything to the sharks. He doesn't trust the sharks. He doesn't want to do in dangerous situations. He made that clear with Russell. Like that's don't go up a mountain, fool. Like so yeah, I really like that. It's just
He's
omelet
great.
recipe.
And like people still talk about it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's memorable.
you know, like what you said, character beats. I think this movie does have a few really nice character beats in it.
It's just a shame that like Scoggins' character beat is, hey, where does Jan keep her vibrator?
And the zip me
Like,
up thing.
that's his character stuff.
Zip me up.
Yeah, and it's like Susan's got her speech about her dad having Alzheimer's. Um, Janice doesn't get a lot of character beat, I guess, because she's got the relationship with
Exposition
Jim.
machine.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm happy that she wasn't pregnant. Then that deleted.
yes, yeah, me too. Bye, Skogs.
Bye,
There we go.
Scott. Here comes the
Thumb
leg
up, man
twitch.
down. Yeah, and just the double, the two birds, one stone kind of thing of taking out Scoggins and the big computer panel So if they wanted to do anything else, they can't anymore because the sharks just mullered that too.
That's
Yeah,
such a
the leg
great
twitch.
movement, the leg twitch.
It's do you reckon they did a bunch of trials and they had it like really ferociously kicking in one's bit and like one just like a little? They had to like calibrate. How much of a twitch are we doing here?
Absolutely. I like this tank to submerge it. They just lowered it.
Yeah, why not? It's a good idea. Like we could fill it with water, or we could just dunk it. It's a big dunk tank. And the
I
shark's
like
not going to get Carter because it wants him to open this door because now it's going to flood another corridor.
the shark did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Carter, you're an idiot.
Why couldn't you tell what the sharks are doing, Carter?
That plan spectacularly failed.
Yes. Well, I mean, they did. They did the job they needed to do. They rerouted the water because where they're going.
I thought the machine got smashed and blown up.
I thought that they like where they go. The like in the next bit, the chamber where they flood it to get out. I think the whole point was emptying that. I
Hmm.
thought. I don't know. We'll find out in a year when we get to that scene. Preacher doesn't even throw the tape. It's just in his pocket. If he's eaten by a shark, it's stuck in there.
That'd be funny if the sharks thought that was the data. So this shark swam all the way through here.
Yep.
And it could have killed her at any moment. It
Yep.
waits for her to go to her locker to open it up to get the data. So clearly that shark is waiting.
Yeah. Well, it's as we said, it's the Gen 2 is like, Dad, go hang out in Susan's lab. Get out of my way. You're a problem. I just need you to go and hang out in here. It'll be fine. If she doesn't come for the data, I'll come back and get you. It's okay. But then I guess it can only have been got there recently, because the water's only just got up to
Oh
this.
yeah,
Oh
that's
no,
true.
well, oh then you had Preacher in the kitchen actually. So
Mm-hmm. No,
I
that's
don't know. We need a full map of the facility to see.
damn it,
Maybe I'll try and draw one.
this is for Skogs.
Yeah, damn it, Cox. Hey, where's Susan? Like, what do they assume that she's in trouble? Like the reasonably the shark wouldn't be hanging out in her lab. Like
It's interesting on this because people are like, oh, they make dumb moves, but never in a million years would be like, this shark is waiting in my office for me to open up my data so it can kill the data.
yeah. I mean, everything that happens here you shouldn't see coming. It's the launching pianos at the moon. It's like it wouldn't work. Like this, it reasonably you shouldn't expect a shark to lie in wait.
Jay, you killed the world. That'd be
Sorry,
funny.
I apologized.
That'd be funny if she had like a Backstreet Boys CD in there or something, or like
That's all she went for. You are my desire. I got it. Ah,
there's a double jump scare in here. It's all in Drag Me to
classic jump
Hell.
scare.
I think Drag Me to Hell is one of the greatest like fake out jump scares when she's sitting in the car and then this big handkerchief flies and she's like ah, and then the camera pans and the woman's in the back seat and you don't even jump because you had just jumped and it's a perfect execution of jump scares. And if the shark was smarter, it would have moved that thing. Well, these are kind of dummies we've established. It would have moved the table there.
Well, maybe the shark didn't want Susan to think something was up. Like for all that shark knows, she's very familiar with where all of her furniture would be if her lab was flooded. And if she walked into that room and goes, "Hey, that table's moved. There's something fishy pun intended. There's something fishy going on here." No.
You're not going to get into my locker.
Oh,
Something fishy going on here. Well, this scene is so ridiculous. It's so tacked on. I would have been like, and it's interesting that I was listening to Dinner for Five with Jon Favreau, where she said she did the scene because, like, I guess that they were getting ready, like a woman to do it, and she just would have been much more skimpy, like maybe. So she's like, I just did the scene so I could have control over it, so it wasn't like a
Yeah.
body double.
As gratuitous shots go, there are worse ones.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, there's like shots in 80s movies where they bust open a door and it's just a couple hooking up. And you're just like, that
Right,
there's no
exactly.
reason for that. So like there's
I
no
mean,
reason.
Die Hard has one.
Yeah, right. Like there's no reason for that. Like just wildly gratuitous. This one at least is kind of shows
There's some,
ingenuity.
yeah, there's some like logic, and like she's controlling that it's happening. She's like, there's
Oh,
no men in the scene to ogle her. It's just us watching it. And yeah, it's like it's for a purpose, I guess, kind of. I don't know. We
it's
don't
still
necessarily
not
need all
like
of the full
we
body
could.
shots.
I wouldn't make a case for it in court.
No, no, no. Uh,
You
and like
can't handle the truth.
even when I was watching this like as a teenager, I was never like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's
this
true.
this isn't the most salacious. I'm sure some people were, but I would say this isn't the most salaciously shot. No offense to Saffron Burrows, she's a very attractive person. But this is there are far more uh crudely shot gratuitous scenes.
Yes, I agree.
Uh, and
I mean, 99 had American Pie, where a woman strips and
yes,
everyone's watching her and she doesn't know.
yes, this is true. Uh,
But it's still not great.
no, no, no. She does more than strip.
Oh, the shark
Uh,
succeeded.
yeah, the shark. Maybe that was the Gen 2's plan all along, was for to sacrifice its parents.
Yeah, you
I
just
want to
slow
get
me
out of here
down. You'll just slow me
without
down.
you guys. Ugh, the rentals are gonna drag me down. I need to get out of there on my own. Break free, moving out.
I'm out. I'm out of here.
Not that Wes Goggins.
He's looking down right now at her.
Moment
I
of
hate
virgin
birds in
intimacy.
like that, but it's not though.
It's that's a very written line. That's a
Yeah,
like Aaron
exactly.
Sorkin kind of line. Like in this situation, preacher, you would not be like I wouldn't. You wouldn't say all of that.
You know what's funny? I always say that there's lines that just feel way too written. Now, obviously,
Yeah,
every line is written, but sometimes you can
sure.
feel it, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah, it's the kind of lines where when you try and say them in real life, you can't. It doesn't. No one would let you get that line out. Um,
it's like, I love Juno when it first came out, but you kind of listen to it
yeah,
now, and you're like, oh my goodness.
your ego is prego.
I still like Jennifer's Body though, and Young Adult, and Lisa Frankenstein's funny.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I like the other ones. I still like Juno is fine. I still like Juno.
No, it's a good movie. Like that scene's like, I'm gonna punch you in your wiener. Remember when he says that? It's like J.K. Simmons says that to Michael Sarah. I don't know why that line was funny, but I'm like, why is J.K. Simmons threatening little Sarah? And Elliot Page is great, and the lady
Yeah,
from Dread is good.
Lady from Dread.
Wait, Jennifer Garner's in it, and
Yeah,
she's really nice.
She's Jason Bateman's like
Oh yeah, and he's
wife.
a brat. He's like a bro who wants to
But
get
he's the guy
frosted
that you
tips.
initially think like, oh yeah, this guy's cool. Then he's like, oh no, he's
No,
a child. Uh, he never really grew up.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
this
I
I
still
love this
think
song.
about the equations I worked out that this water would be blasting their heads off. Just it's over there and then all immediately decapitated.
That'd be amazing if that's how it ended. What if they went down to the submarine and like they have machine guns?
I mean, that's Deep Sea 4, I guess. That was one of the pictures, I think, was they go
Yeah.
down and they find the other copy of the data. It's the Jurassic Park video game plot of like, the Barbasol can is still down there. Let's go for that. They need to go back and find the other copy of the data.
Here it
And
comes.
Mako babies somewhere. The shark gook, the goop, is still in that little vial. It's floating down. There's we got to find it. It's a cool lever.
And then
It's cool
Michael
to work
Beach
on.
just drinks it.
I know everything. I'm a shark now.
My limitless juice.
That's what happens to LL Cool J in the music video. Is he drinks that and turns into a shark? That's
Oh,
how that happens.
I'm still worried about. I still wonder about the illegality of that going into like you're human, but when you go in the ocean, if people go in your territory, you kill them. But it's not really your territory. So you're just in an area, and if people come by, you murder them, and you did.
Yeah, it's like, is it stand your ground kind of rules? Is it that kind of thing? Like,
I mean, but in the ocean, if there's a half man, half shark, and you're just tootling along, I mean, I guess you're not really trespassing. He doesn't pay rent. Oh, what a great shot!
can you do stand your ground if you're underwater?
Stand your water.
Is it like Oh, what is it when you're like treading? It's like, yeah, tread your water. It's not stand your ground, it's tread your water.
It kicked me in the head when it was swimming. But great
You can
work by
only,
Walt. Oh, Walt. The scene broke my heart when the shark bites onto him.
yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question. So at the end of this, Saffron Bro was saying that all three survived and they were on a raft together, and there's a
Yes.
helicopter overhead shot of a helicopter of the three of them on a raft floating.
Yeah.
Would you have preferred? Watching this movie, I never thought Saffron Burrows was the villain. Like, I never thought Dr. McAllister was evil and that she should die. But I also love Tracy Flick, and a lot of like weirdos thought she was the villain. So it's
I guess I'm okay with her being seen as the villain. I think an argument could be made because like impact or intent, or whatever her intention was, she is the reason that these sharks got super intelligent and killed everyone. Um, so I can see how I know her sacrifice is intentional, but like she's trying to use herself as bait. I guess part of her might think I might not make it out of here. If of the three of us, if anyone's not going to make it out of here, it should probably be me, because I did this. Um, so I guess there's blood on her hands. I can see the argument either way. This is a lot of blood coming out of
a
Preacher.
lot of blood. I'm not going to be like, oh, she's not the villain. Like, there are people out there who's like, Thanos wasn't the villain, Killmonger wasn't the villain. Like, geez, come on, guys. But it so she definitely lies, and she
Yeah,
sends the shark away, and people die because of it. But I guess for me, I was never like, you need a reshoot to
no,
murder. But
sure.
I,
Yeah, had she survived, I wouldn't be sitting here arms folded like, well, I hate this film because there's characters like if you need to sing, if you were going to line all of the characters up and say which one is the most villainous, she's towards the end of the villainous line. But that's just because all the other characters were victims, basically. They're just
yeah.
kind of innocent. It's like her and Jim down one end, then Russell, and then the rest, basically. Like,
And Russell didn't
Russell's like
even do anything wrong, right?
he's just paid for it all. I feel like
Yeah,
he
that's
was
true.
a little neglectful of what was going on there because he shows up and doesn't understand it, doesn't know anything that's happening. And like, maybe if you were paying closer attention, you would have noticed how like all of the work had changed really quickly, miraculously.
Maybe he had Ronnie Cox do it.
Maybe. It's like, I feel like Janice maybe should have twigged a little earlier as to what was going on. But then she just trusted her partner too much, I guess, but trusted Jim too much. There's a nice sunset.
Yeah, he lies to her, Janice, for sure,
Hmm.
because he knows everything that's happening. We're
But
4
then
years.
I don't think at the end of the day she's gonna be like, hey, how's the testing go? Break any Harvard compacts today? He's not gonna be like, no, I didn't. Everything was fine. Uh, Where everything is above board.
What's that? I gotta go pee.
I'm gonna smoke now.
Yeah.
I need to pee. I'll be upstairs.
Does he
Uh,
smoke upwind of people so the smoke hits them too?
I think he's got to smoke out of sight of Jan because she's not a fan of him smoking,
Oh, that's
or
true.
she's just not a fan of him smoking in a lab um, underwater. Whether she's against him smoking at all or just in a sterile environment, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bad move.
Yeah, he deserved to be eaten.
What a bozo. This movie's so simple though. We got to get up and then we got to prevent it from leaving.
Yeah,
Now it only has one eye though.
I mean, how many does it need?
You
Maybe you
seriously
can grow it
compromised
back.
this Mako. Whoa. Yeah. I mean, think about
It's a
Godzilla minus
Wolverine
one. That
shark.
thing recharges.
There we go. Yeah.
Now there's a shark still in the background going bonk. They should have made
Yeah,
the
that's
shark look smarter. Didn't we say put a monocle on it or
put a
something?
monocle on it.
It
Make it
looks
the brain gremlin, basically,
it
of
looks too
sharks.
dumb right now. It's kind of like blah, blah, blah. Like it needs to
A
be wearing a
smoking
cardigan.
jacket,
Yeah, exactly.
slippers, have a little pipe. Uh,
I
yeah, I
mean,
don't. I mean, it's you're not showing the shark at its smartest by its final act being ramming into a fence again and again and again. That's not like, hey, look, check out this super intelligent shark. Whack, swim back. Whack. Like, is this the best you could do?
and based on the research, they can jump. Mako's jump big time. That Mako could clear that fence,
Yeah, I mean,
but
this
it is
Mako
heavy.
is yeah, it's bigger than most other Makos would be. It's
Yeah.
got a massive brain. So maybe it's more front heavy than other ones would be. So I mean, that is a pretty low fence
Yeah.
where it's going now.
I mean, maybe this is doesn't want its belly cut.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
but it's
Susan.
still just an animal.
How much of a bummer would that be? Like, I'm just gonna distract the shark, and then you swim back, the little pieces of the ladder fall out, and you're like, oh man.
I mean, she does swim out way too far as
Yeah.
well. Like, bearing in mind, we've discussed how fast sharks swim. You have made your point.
I
Swim
love it.
away.
Oh man.
There's the eyes.
What?
What?
That's what?
And now she starts to swim. Not even, she's still yet there. Now she starts to turn around. There isn't, if that ladder, she's never going to make it to the ladder.
What a great shot.
Kind of run in with the harpoon and then,
Oh, I'm gonna call that repair guy.
yeah.
I would hold on.
Yeah, it could be some kind of a weapon to hold on to. I mean, it's probably going to be
Yeah.
quite heavy. He's got two lumps of rock stuck to it. What does Carter think he's going to do at this point?
Ride a shark.
He's really far away, and it's a massive shark that's about to eat. There we go.
Nom. It's like he's just nom. Oh, hi.
More dessert.
Here comes
Otherwise,
the
shark is
turn and
Christopher
flip.
Walken.
Right? What'd you call it? Turn and flip. Oh,
The
hi.
yeah. Turn and wrangle. I think it was the
Turn and
the
wrangle. Turn and wrangle.
yeah, the turn and wrangle.
You know what's interesting?
Come on, that's the teeth.
I was just wondering if Josh Peck was in this movie, if it would be any good. But Carter, like Tom Jane's,
where's Josh Peck coming from?
Not Josh Peck, the guy from Black Demon, Josh Lucas.
Josh Lucas.
He wouldn't be good as Carter Blake.
Josh Peck was like 9 when this film came out.
I'll get you, Susan. Hey, he's in the Whackness, right? With Dread as well. She keeps popping.
Yes,
so Olivia Thirlby.
Olivia Thirlby, yeah. So what? Are you saying Josh Lucas in the Carter role?
Yeah, he wouldn't be good.
I feel like if he's taking any role, he's taking the Ronnie Cox role. Like Josh Lucas is a businessman, a serious. Like you give Ronnie Cox some lines, and you make Josh Lucas just be this immediately hateful guy. Then I guess you'd need him to be the Sam Jackson role, so he goes and gets eaten because he can't play a nice character. But I've heard in real life he's a nice guy. On screen, you always want to see him get eaten by a shark.
You know what's interesting? He regrets he ran away from his rom-com fame. He's like, I cost myself countless millions by not embracing the rom-com stuff. He's like, because I never get to. He's in a show called Palm Royale now with Kristen Wiig, and he gets to be funny. Or Palm Hotel, one of those.
Is he still a dick? Like,
I haven't watched it
in the show. Okay,
but he's like, I get to be funny. He's in my algorithm, so I get a bunch of articles popping up about him.
Okay,
here it comes.
How long are you waiting?
I'm blowing you up, Jay.
Yeah, sure. I'd expect you to. I'd be okay with that. But because I feel like Preacher waits too long.
Oh man, a gigantic chunk just got ripped out of his leg. Bump.
Yeah. And consumed by underwater explosion. There's now above water explosion.
Tower would have been safe.
Unfortunately, Tower no longer exists in any form. Neither she nor her tower are intact.
Hey, Carter, bring me back. So there's a scene in Despicable Me 2 where a shark, or Despicable Me 3 or 2, where a shark is up in the air and there's like an explosion happens and the shark lands in front of these people at this restaurant, a sushi restaurant. It lands in front of them. Everyone cheers and then they dig into the shark to eat this dead shark.
Now, do you think an explosion occurring within a shark essentially would cook it enough to qualify it as not sushi anymore?
That's a great. Well, so
we'll have to test it.
I mean, it's an immediate explosion, right? So there's going to be some bits that never got a chance to get cooked.
Yeah, and it's like through the top fin. So I guess
that thing is not bleeding.
It would maybe be like the tail and the head are going to be like uncooked. They're going to be raw. So yeah, there's going to be some sushi. Let's get some shark tail in there.
He brings him the wrong piece. Oh, bring me some head. Bring me some shark head.
He didn't bring anything. He just
His
came back empty
leg.
handed. He had one idea, one command. Bring me one order. Sushi. Where is anything? Nothing. Useless. He turned down a power bar. He was expecting sushi.
I mean, I wouldn't want to eat a genetically modified sushi shark.
Oh no, certainly not. Although, I mean, who knows what powers you'd get? That's the shark that ate Russell.
Wait,
It's the Wendigo shark.
Carter Carter had a knife in his boot the whole time.
But it broke off when he was doing the
Oh yeah,
opening
yeah.
the door. That's the one he used.
We just had one
Unless
there.
there's one in the
See,
other
there's a
boot.
knife.
Maybe he's got one on each boot. Maybe he just kept the handle, put the handle back in somehow. There's no blade on it anymore.
Two blade Carter.
Director
Two blade Blake.
Two blade Blake.
Well, they could have flipped that boat around.
That's
yeah,
true.
easier said than done.
I mean, yeah, maybe with the other people coming, perhaps, and the other boat.
So Akiva Goldsman just popped up. He was sent to be on this film to watch Rennie, to produce it for him. But he must have done a good job because everything that they needed happened, which is
He needed a minder.
I got something really cool for you, Jay. Coming up.
Okay.
The costume designer, Mark Bridges, he's Paul Thomas Anderson's guy.
Oh wow, that's cool.
He did the Joker.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, he's like rom-com royalty, R-rated rom-com royalty.
So if he's PTA's guy, then he would have done the costuming on Phantom Thread.
Yeah.
Which is a costuming film.
Yeah. And Joker.
It's a rom. It's basically a rom-com Phantom Thread.
It is a rom-com Phantom Thread.
Yeah. It's twisted. Yeah.
Such an idiot in that movie, Daniel Day-Lewis. I love it. Vicky Creeps.
The interruption remains.
Jackie. What a good movie. Doesn't get old.
To the song. The song's great.
I'm telling you. He had a couple songs. He had a song on the Any Given Sunday soundtrack as well.
I feel like this go around, I should make an effort to listen to more LL Cool J songs because I've listened to exactly one, I think, and I'm listening to it again right now.
I would start if he did an MTV Unplugged performance. That's really incredible.
Okay, maybe I'll try and like listen to a new song for each episode we do or something. I'll report back. I'm not promising this.
And the main thing you'll learn about is the deodorant. Like his deodorant during that. But yeah, his MTV Unplugged performance is awesome.
Okay, cool. Maybe that'll be the first one. Maybe I'll report back on that next week. Who knows?
This was one of the best performances I've ever seen.
Okay.
Someone said that. It was good. It was 91. And like Nirvana did an incredible Unplugged as well.
Nice.
I
will check all of these things out when I am reminded of them editing this.
Let's see. I think senior year I went and bought his album Goat at a Circuit City.
You gotta love the audacity of calling your own album the greatest of all time.
You can't, listen. When it comes to horror movies, he's 3-0 because he survived Halloween H2O. He survived Deep Blue Sea and Mindhunters.
Yeah,
and water plays a major role.
I still haven't seen H2O.
Whoa.
I will at some point. Maybe we'll cover it.
It's like 80 minutes.
That's what I need to know.
It's good. How long? Let's see. I just love the name Halloween H2O. Let's see.
I have always assumed that it is like a very wet film, but I'm told that's not the case. It is just a fun. Like, hey, it's called H2O because it's Halloween 20 years later, and that's the only reason.
It's an hour and 26 minutes, but I mean, add credits and stuff. Yeah, it's 80 minutes.
And if you Google LL Cool J horror movies, only Deep Blue Sea and Mindhunters comes up, which seems incorrect.
I figured out how many gallons of gas Michael Myers would have used on his trip in that movie.
You did.
It's one of my favorite data pieces. So Jay, you looking forward to going through all this franchise again?
I very much am. Yes, getting some new guests in, getting some new opinions on the horror on Deep Blue Sea. I just googled Michael Rappaport horror movies and pretty much nothing came up. Um, but the cast of Deep Blue Sea comes up, so that's good. What is this song now?
I don't know. I don't have it on. I
Okay.
can't hear it.
I don't recognize
Did we
it.
talk about it already?
We must have. We absolutely did. I probably went through the lyrics, but I don't remember what it is. That
Oh, we did
was
it.
some time ago.
So Jay, I'm looking forward to another go around with you, man.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you're looking forward to it too, but I know you are because we're doing it. So if you're not looking forward to it, now is the time to say.
Do you know what I like? I don't know if all of our episodes have to be an hour, but it's fun just chatting.
Yeah.
Oh, here she comes.
Oh,
My little lady's
is there a
entering the
child
room.
approaching?
Ah! Yeah, did you hear that, Jay?
I did. Hi, Mallory.
Wally. This is Deep Blue Sea. Hey, look at Jay.
Hello. Hello.
So my daughter came in and she wants to watch Wally, not Deep Blue Sea, which is
Oh.
fine with me.
I mean, that's one of the few films I like more than Deep Blue Sea.
You want water? Oh, she just said water. Water?
Oh, well, sure.
We read her a Jaws book from Funko. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, the kids, the Jaws for kids. Yeah.
Hey, Mallory, say hi, Jay.
Hi.
Say Jay. Hi, Jay.
Hi, Mallory. You can't hear me because you haven't got headphones on. But you can see me.
Hey, Jay.
She waved at me. Hi, Mallory.
Good seeing you. I missed you.
Hang on.
Oh, Mel, who's it gonna be? Oh, Mel, who is that?
Wally.
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 I'm showing Mallory my Lego Wally.
Wally.
Gonna wave at you.
It's Wally. It's Wally.
You have good taste in movies, Mallory.
You do. She really does.
We're
Has
gonna
she seen the Toy Stories or the Up yet? Because I also have
Uh,
Lego from those.
Nah, she does
Okay.
Taylor Swift eras, Minions, and Wally.
I've only seen one of those films.
And she knows all of, like, when you go through the Taylor Swift stuff, she knows the hand motions. She knows when words pop up. We'll play her songs in our car in the back seat. She's like sings along with the words. She's
Nice. She probably knows more Taylor Swift songs than I do.
good. Yeah.
And the
definitely.
film has now ended.
She knows more than most people. Oh, wait, what's that ending? Certification Deep Blue Sea English. See that? That's interesting.
I might just start playing again. So I closed it.
It's interesting. Well, Jay, we did it.
So yeah, we did it, listeners. That's Deep Blue Sea. If you didn't know, we still love it. And next week we're gonna start covering it scene by scene again with all new guests, hopefully. So we won't keep you any longer. This is one of our longer episodes.
And in 10 years, we'll maybe get Mallory on.
Absolutely, yes. We'll have her on for. This won't be our. I doubt this will be our last to go through Deep Blue Sea. We'll probably keep doing it again and again and again until we stop. At some point, who knows when? But
It's
Mallory will
probably
be a guest.
Too soon for her. Godzilla -1 was on. Hi. And she went in behind the couch. So I had to turn that off.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Anything to plug, Mark?
No. Just listen to Deep Blue Sea, the podcast.
Yeah, do that.
That's about it.
You can find us all over social media at Deep Blue Sea Pod. Next week, Deep Blue Sea 1, Chapter 1. We're going to talk about the film again.
Yes.
Why not? So come back for that. But as for today's show, as for the Deep Blue Sea commentary, I've been Jake Lewitt.
And I'm Mark Hoffmeyer.
And we'll Deep Blue See you next week.